for Unit 10, notes. Sex-linked traits are found on the X and Y chromosome. Sex chromosomes determine the sex of an individual. They can either be Y or X. Males have an XY and females have two X's. As you can see, the X right here is much larger than the Y chromosome. These chromosomes not only carry the genes that determine male and female traits, but also those for some other characteristics as well. Genes that are carried by either sex chromosome, X or Y, are said to be sex-linked. Which parents determine the sex of the offspring? So the male, X and Y, the male can give the X and he can give the Y. The female can, in both cases, only give an X. So therefore, it's the male that determines the sex of the offspring. There's a 50% chance that the offspring will be female and a 50% chance that it will be male. Sex-linked traits. Traits controlled by genes located on sex chromosomes, X or Y. Most are X-linked. If you remember, the X is much bigger than the Y. Therefore, the Y has fewer genes. They also show inheritance patterns that differs for autosomal traits. Men and women can get the X-linked traits since both inherit X chromosomes. Men only have one X chromosome. Therefore, the genes on that chromosome are always expressed. They can't be hidden or carried because there's only the one gene. Males have only one copy of X, therefore they're known as hemizygous, and they also have a Y. Females have two X chromosomes and may be homozygous if they're both the same, or heterozygous if they're different for a trait. X-linked genes are never passed from father to son. The Y chromosome is the only sex chromosome that passes from father to son, because when the father, who's XY, has a son, he gives that son the Y. And therefore, whatever gene is found in the R is not passed to the son. The Y chromosome is small and therefore does not contain many genes. Y-linked diseases are very rare, only passed from father to son. Females with one copy of the normal gene and one copy of the mutated gene are called carriers. They don't show the trait. Males can never be carriers. If they have a mutated gene on the X chromosome, it will be expressed. In humans, at least 120 genes are known to be X-linked. Genes for hemophilia, red-green color blindness, congenital night blindness, and muscular dystrophy. Here's a problem. An example is eye color in fruit flies. Y chromosome in males does not carry the trait. Therefore, in this male fruit fly, you do not see any superscript there. So I have a red-eyed male. We have X and Y to represent male, and the capital R here to represent the color red. And I cross that with a female. X and X represents female, who's white-eyed, so she has to be homozygous for white, and you'll see the two little R's. I always start with a key when I do these problems, and I write down all the known information that the problem can give. Then you set up your Punnett square using, in this case, the females you put on the top, and you separate the X's, and the superscript, the little case r, lower r in this case, will always be attached to that X. Here I have the male, the XY, they separate the X and the Y, and again, the superscript of the R stays with the X. What we end up with is these two are females, and they both have red eyes because they're homozygous or carriers to the red eye trait. These two are males. They have an XY, and they both happen to be white-eyed because they have a recessive trait, lowercase r.